This is Loisyca Fashion TV, where we narrate everything about fashion. Here is 6 pieces skirt project we have here. Here is the closing, the folded part. We used to fold it into 4. Here is the folded front part. This is the folded front part. You see the way I'm raising it up. We have it 4 parts here. This very side, this is the center front. If you open the skirts at the front side, the center on the middle of your leg, that is the part you're seeing. It is folded into 2. This point from here to here is the back side, the same position on the back side being the bum side, being the zip allowance. So this is how we used to flap it out. We used to bring out an allowance to cut out our flare out on the bottom. This is the surface of the material. In case you have a fabric, before you cut, you have to fold it into 4, bring out this part, then before you start your project. Then we have this here. We want to start the explanation, and from the beginning we have our waist, we have our hip, we have it waist and the hip. On this point is where we are going to take our round measurements, round waist and round hip. So I'm bringing out my tools for work. I am ready now to start my narration. So you watch, follow it up, comment and also share below. Make sure you subscribe for more updates. So at this point, the material, the fabrics is folded into 4. Here are the 4 layers of the fabrics that we folded, meaning that we are going to take the measurement into 4. We are going to divide each of the measurement into 4, like round waist and round hip. Let's say, for example, if you have our round waist 36 divided by 4, that is 9. Then after the 9 inches, we'll add like extra 12 inches for cutout and extra 3 inches for inseam allowance. Or sometimes we use 2.5 inches. So depending on how the measurement is going to be. So we use the inches part of the tape, not the centimeter part of the tape. So here we start our measurement from the center folded front. This center folded front is the side that when you put it on your skirt is in between your 2 legs on the center front, like in between your 2 legs. The same thing on the back side, in between your 2 legs on the back side on your bum. That is where we'll have the zip allowance, the one that flies out this way, this very one. So that is the one that is going to be our the zip allowance. Why here is the front, the one in between your 2 legs on the front side, that is the center of your skirt on the front side. So we're going to make 6 pieces skirts right now. So the same thing, the way I explained before, how you measure your waist on your hip too, we measure the same way. So after taking this measurement, you divide it by 4. Whatever it gives to you, add 12 inches cutout or 10 inches or any amount you want to add for your cutout. Then add your inseam allowance, the sewing allowance, that is the dot line is going to be joined with 1/2 inch, where 1 inch, that is half. Then the side is going to be joined with the same way, maybe half or still 1.5. So that is how you calculate it and add your inseam allowance based on how you want to close the joinings. So but don't forget to add your cutout according to the flare, the quantity of flare you want. So here is the back side. This is the zip allowance. I want to do the zip allowance. Here is 1.5. Sometimes I use 1 inch. Then you trace it to the hip, to the half length, that is before your nail, from waist to before your nail. Then you flare it out, you cut it out, being at the bum side, you cut it out. So it depends on the quantity, how you want the thing to fish out. Maybe you want it to have a long tail, so you pour it out and make sure it has a long tail. So this is the zip allowance. So when we have the zip allowance, either 1 inch or 1.5 inches, you have it to take the measurement of your hip length, that is from your waist to your bum point, that is your hip point. Then at that point you create your bum allowances. If you have like 1.5 inches on your zip allowance. That means your bonbon should be 2.5 inches. So I used to put additional 1 inch, or sometimes I put additional half inch. It depends on how the bonbon of the person is. Whatever thing, whoever you're making his or her dress, try to imagine how the person looks like. Try to imagine that person before you do your fish out. So if the person doesn't need it too much, you don't need to put that fish out too much, because some people have their different choices. So we have drafted it here. We have a pink line and a blue line. The blue line is from the pink line, we have the hip line. We have already traced our hip line, and the blue line is the half length, the knee point where it flares out. We have this H and J. Here is our cutout. That point I added 12 inches or 10 inches. So here is our cutout. That place I use it to form our flare. That's why you are seeing on the down below, you see the V shape, the way it's looking like a V. So this is the V. That is why I use a dashed line to trace the center of that V, so that I will be able to trace it out. So that place is the cut out. We are going to cut it out. We are not going to make use of it on this skirt, but we'll use it and create another thing on the design of the skirt or blouse. So it's not going to be a waist. So this part is the center folded front. This part is center folded front, the part I told you in between your leg, while the right side is the center folded back side, center back side. That is our zip allowance. You know, I turn this my camera upward, so you know, maybe sometimes it might be confusing. So here now we have come back to the way it was before. So we have already drafted everything. So you see all this alphabetical word, it can help to explain so many things. So this hip point, this is the side, I mean to say, is the side. Here is the knee point. So this knee point I have to create a shape. You see this alphabetical point here that is on this blue line. They represent a lot. Like this point is our cutout from here to the up is the waist. That is a half length from the waist to that knee. Here, from here to here is the 12 inches. Here inside here now, they're all cutting out. All these parts are cutting out. So they are the 12 inches we added after our measurement, before we add our inseam allowance. Don't forget to add it. If you have your round waist like 36 divided by 4, you have 9 plus 12, then plus another 2 inches. That is your sewing allowance, or still 3 inches. So it depends on how you want your sewing allowance to be. So here is another important part. There is the center front part. We'll call it the dart line or the fishing line of the skirt. We have to create it out with 3.5. That is 3.5, or sometimes if the person is fat, we use 4 inches. So this very part, we don't take any measurements on this part. Rather, our measurement, this time we created our waist measurement and extra of 12 inches flare out, and our inseam allowance. That is how we create the side of the line. So here now we do the same thing on the hip, do the same thing to the nail side, the flowing point. So we do the same thing to before the nail actually. So from that point, this point now, we have to take it inside a little, like with 1.5 inches or 1 inch, then before we flare it out. You see the way it is. So this point will come to the hip point, the bum side. Here we have 1.5, that is our zip allowance, or equally, you can equally use 1 inch. Then on the hip side, being this point, this bum point, add something, add like 1 inch or half, depends on how the person hip is. Then on this point of the leg side, on the back side, take it inside. You can equally take it very inside and do your cutout. Just take it inside and cut out. So here something is out of here, something is out of this point. If I take the measurement, I take it the same way to this point, then before I take it inside at this point, then take it inside at this point to create your fishing line, to do the tail. That part is the tail, the back tail part of it. Pardon my voice, please, I'm really stressed up. So this is the back part of it. So you can equally take it inside. Like some people that has their leg used to walk one kind of way, as if they have care leg. You don't need to take it too much inside. This is exactly the way you sketch it. But people that have big bum bum, you should take it very inside to bring out their bum bum very well. So this is the drafted part of it. So we are done drafting it. So we have to go for the cutting part of it. We have to cut the side from the waist. We'll cut the side to the hip, to the before the knee, that is the thighs, where the fitting is inside. Then you bring it out and cut it out. This is the flare part. This is the flare part. This very part now is divided by two of our cutting allowances. That is, our cutout is 12 inches. That means the other side is 6 inches. You see? So we are cutting out, we are doing our cutout now. I've started cutting my cutout, being the 12 inches that flows the flare in the middle. The 12 inches that flows the flare in the middle. So I'm doing the cutout. I have already cut it out. I have to remove it. Then this is the bum bum side. I have done the cutout. The bum bum side has to flow very well to make sure it has a tail. Then this is my cut out. I'm taking it out already. I'm not going to waste it. I'll still use it to make the blouse of this skirt or to create something else on the skirt. So you don't need to waste anything cut out. So this is the center folded front. We have to use it to join. So this center folded front is one piece. The back side there was one piece, and this two sides. So this is the center, the front part. This is center folded, the one that's in between your leg, the center folded of your skirt, center part of your skirt. You see it, I've already taken it back, then I've opened it again. So here is the center. Why these other two layers, the three front layers. So the front part has three layers. The front part has three layers. I will join together. Then here is the back part, the back zip allowance, the tail side, the bum bum side. That is what you are seeing, that has a very long shape or sharp out. So this is the zip allowance after joining it with 1 inch, just as we added. Then you open it. Let's assume that we have joined it. Then after joining, we'll have the sides. Then we'll add the sides. So back part actually have 4 layers. You see how beautiful it looks after joining. You see how beautiful the back part looks after joining. So it's looking very beautiful and nice with the big flares. So on the second fence, on the downside, the hem side, you can probably trace and make it to be roundish. So here is the bum bum, and all of them are here. So you can see it, the front side. So the flare is so nice. Please comment on this picture you're seeing here or this video. Comment below. Also subscribe and like. Subscribe for more updates. Here is the center front. Here is the center front. We have our center front here after joining. The center front is ready after joining. The flare is very, very unique and beautiful. So we cut together so that both the front and back will have the same flare. So the front and back has the same flare. So because you see that 12 inches that we remove that form this very flare. Here is the back side. Here is the back side. This is the bum bum point, the zip point. You are going to put your zip on the back side. So this is the back view. Back view of our 6 pieces skirt is like 4 layers, but at the end we'll call it a 6 pieces just because of difference of zip allowance on it being the center joining. All together we have our skirt here. To join it together front and back, close the two sides with our 1 inches or any allowance you added up to it. You close the two front and back, close it together. This is the front side looking nice, the one holding it straight. This is the front side. So you sew it together. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Praise Jah.